Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading this is your October bonus. This is going to be a your deepest desires reading. I don't know what I want to call this reading, but basically it's going to be all about how to accomplish your deepest desires. I feel like something is wobbling on here, and I don't really know I don't really know what is wobbling, but I don't want that to be annoying when I'm doing the reading here, Gemini. So, Gemini, each one of these cards is going to represent something different about your desires, how to achieve them, and like some of your fears around them and all that other stuff. So when we get to each card, I'm going to tell you what it represents, and that'll be that, Gemini. So let's see here. This is based off of a Lenormand spread as well. So I'm just adapting it to tarot, basically. But in your first area here, in the area of like what you fear to get yourself, you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can be a card of building momentum, and I kind of feel that that could be part of the fear for you here, Gemini, in not only in not just one area of your life, in multiple areas of your life. And so, like, what the hell does that mean? Well, I'm a Gemini moon, so I totally get it. I feel like this is a Gemini energy, is what I would say to you, Gemini. I feel like, committing to one thing and thinking about the fact that you have to, work on it for the rest of your life could be very freaky. I know it is for me. Like the thought of me doing the same thing over and over and over again every single day freaks me right out. Right. So, I kind of feel that for you here, where it's almost like the thing that you fear is that if you put a lot of energy into creating something, it could be a business, a relationship, a job, whatever. It could be multiple things in your life as well. It's like the fact that you are like committing to only one thing, I think that's the thing that you could fear with the Knight of Swords. And again, I am a Gemini moon. That is definitely one of my fears, is like being stuck doing the same thing and not evolving. You know what's really funny is that your deepest desire here, the thing that you desire the most, is the Tower. And again, this reading, it's not meant to be like a good or a bad reading, right? It's just meant to point out your desires. And again, your desire is the Tower. What the hell does that mean? To me, it represents the fact that I think that Geminis typically do want to like build things up and then maybe move on to something else, right? Maybe the challenge for you in this reading is realizing that that's not a bad thing. I think that, society, school, everything like that raises us to be like, oh, you have to go to school and be a doctor, and that's like the only thing you can ever be, and that's the only thing you can ever identify with, and it's like, I'm gonna butcher this quote here, Gemini, but Esther Hicks, she says this about relationships for the most part, but I think it's true for everything. She basically says about relationships that I'm gonna be the best person for you until I'm not, or something like that, right? And I kind of get that for you in your life, where it's like maybe you just need to be okay with just being the best at something until you're not. And then you can move on to the next thing, right? It's like maybe you're meant to touch many things in your life. Maybe you are meant to do that. And I feel like some of you could be building momentum in that direction, but it could be part of the fear. Next, in the area of what you want the most but have lost, potentially, you have the Judgment card. I just feel like it's very obvious to show up here. I mean, we all have things that we have lost and we wish we could have back. If there was ever a card of like losing something and wanting it back, it would be the Judgment card. So you're like literally getting the card of hoping that something can be resurrected, right? And so I feel like for some of you, just like I feel like there are many like things where you wish you could travel back in time, and that's like more the message I'm getting here, Gemini, is that I feel like there are several situations in your life where you're just like, I wish I could travel back in time. I wish I could, go back and change things. I wish I could, if I knew then what I know now, right? That's like what I'm getting here off this Judgment card. It's weird. I'm not really getting, a specific situation off of that card. So, like I said, I feel like it's probably multiple things in your life. Next, in the area of a dream you wish could come true, you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is definitely a very good card of like your emotions overflowing, being very happy. Some of you, I feel, could be hoping for happiness. You could say this is love. You do have the Lovers here as well, and it could be true love that you are desiring, but there's like butterflies all over this Ace of Cups, I'm noticing. And butterflies represent transformation. So again, I feel like some of you could be hoping or wishing that you could have a transformation. I feel like you're wishing that you could find something that you can give your energy to on a very deep level, and that can give you energy back. The Ace of Cups is about returning energy to yourself as well. Normally it's the cup with water flowing into the pool below it, but it's what you don't know is that the water is going like this, on that card. Technically, it's like a self-filling cup, and I feel for some of you that you could be hoping that you can fill your cups or find something that can fill your cups. Speaking of cups, I need water. Next, in the area of what you think you need but you don't, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is like a card of excellence, and I wouldn't really say this is referring to perfection for you here, Gemini, but I do feel that some of you, that I am getting like a little bit of perfectionist energy off of this card. So it's like you might think that the thing that is preventing you from moving forward is the need to be perfect at something or needing situations to be perfect. So very simply, I feel like that is saying, I'm really surprised the Two of Wands isn't in your reading, because that's giving me Two of Wands vibes. The Two of Wands is like, or even the Seven of Swords, believe it or not, both of those cards are kind of like perfectionist energy. They both represent kind of waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So I feel like it is time for you to get moving. In the area of what you desire the most, you have the Tower. So, again, I think a lot of people think of the Tower as a bad thing. I don't really feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like maybe you're just hoping for change. Maybe you're just hoping for things to change in your life. Maybe you're hoping for answers as well. I consider the Judgment card and the Tower to be extremely powerful when they come up together, because together they represent like a major wake-up call, a major revelation. So I feel for some of you, it's kind of like you're hoping for answers, or you're hoping for a revelation. Sometimes I think we're maybe searching for that aha moment in our life where we finally become clear on, whatever. The thing is I'm not so sure that you're ever going to have the aha moment. I feel like you're creating a bunch of aha moments in your life. And maybe just like a simple mindset shift here, Gemini, would be very beneficial for you, because it's like I feel like you're not going to maybe have one big aha moment. I feel like you're going to have a ton of aha moments throughout your life if you are willing to kind of like build things up and then kind of set them on their way like little birds, right? Look at all the birds here. Bird. Well, actually only two, but and you have the birds here. It's almost like you could be in this phase of your life where you're like raising things into existence and then setting them free with the Tower moment. It's like you're always going through these kind of building things up and transforming. And maybe you realize that with the Tower, and you're just like hoping that you can go through these cycles much easier, or that you can get better at them in a lot of ways. Next, in the area of what you really need but don't know, you have the Lovers. It could say that you need love in your life. This doesn't have to be like romantic love. This could be people that you love, or just friends and family, kind of like the support of those people. So I do feel like the support of people in your life would be very beneficial with the Lovers card. This can also represent decisiveness, or making a value, making decisions based off your values more than anything. And that's kind of like what's popping into my head. The Lovers can represent our values, or the things that we do value. Again, being a Gemini, what if you just value change? What if that is the thing that you value more than anything? What if you just value variety, right? Maybe you just want different things at different times. And what if you just value it? And maybe you could change your life with this energy, is what I would say, Gemini. Next, in the area of how you feel about your life at this moment, you have the Nine of Wands. Wounded. This is the card of the wounded warrior. Some of you could be feeling wounded. You could be feeling hurt or ready to give up. Nine of Wands, of course, says never give up. I feel like I titled one of your readings recently, Don't Give Up, or something like that. So, kind of seems like a similar energy for you here, Gemini. I feel like you need to keep pushing. Nine of Wands is a card of experimentation. It's kind of like my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's like the more you experiment, with the Nine of Wands, usually the more successful you are. So don't be afraid to experiment with this energy. Next, in the area of the motivation you need to accomplish your desires, you have these Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, like my card of burning your boats. It's like a card that says when there is no other way, the only way is to, accomplish your goal, basically. So the Seven of Wands can kind of represent creating an environment where you almost have to accomplish something. I call it screwing myself into something. I use a different word than that. I use the F word. Believe it or not, I know you've never heard me swear, probably, Gemini, but, I call it effing myself into something. So it's like I do this all the time. It's like sometimes... I'm trying to come up with a good example, and I don't really have a good one right now, of course, but, it's like, and I kind of just do it automatically now as well. But it's like sometimes I think if you kind of create a situation where you have to do something that would be beneficial for you, then it would be much better. Even now, like I just think I threw away all the junk food in my house, right? And so I moved to the middle of the frickin' woods as well. So it's like if I want junk food, I have to like get up. I have to go out and drive really far to get it. So it's like I'm screwing myself out of being able to eat junk food. There are other rules like this for health as well. I once saw a guy who said, you can have whatever you want. You want ice cream? Great, you can have it. You want cake? Great, you can have it. The secret is that you have to make everything from scratch. And so you can have whatever you want, but you have to make it from scratch. The point being is that if you follow that rule, then you're probably not going to have it, right? Because you probably don't want to make a cake in the middle of the night, even though you might be craving it. So I kind of get that energy for you here. Seven of Wands is my card of conviction. It's a card that says when you know that something is for you, it is for you. So I feel like just motivating yourself by kind of like having deeper beliefs would be a good idea. And finally, in the area of what will improve your life the most at this time, you have the Four of Swords. Do nothing. I feel like resting, relaxing, recovering, meditating, slowing things down would probably be very beneficial for you at this time, Gemini. But pretty good reading, actually. We're going to clarify some of this here, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time, Gemini. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ten of Cups. Fortune after difficulty, happiness, good things coming in for you here. So I definitely like to see that. I would say, again, I feel like committing to something. Ten of Cups, family. That doesn't mean you're going to have a family, but, just think about what a family represents, On one hand, it does represent a commitment because it's like you have to be committed to take care of the family. So regardless of whether or not this is about love for you, I feel like it's more talking about the commitment. I also feel like it's talking about finishing something as well. Ten of Cups, there's this rainbow here, and it's like saying this is your reward for committing to something. So I feel like you need to realize that there are rewards to seeing things through to the end. With the Judgment card, you have the Chariot. Major victory. I think I said something about a victory in your reading. I don't remember. Over here, maybe. But definitely a victory coming in for you here. The Chariot can represent kind of like moving away from something as well. It's like he's leaving this city. So some of you might be moving away from things that used to make you happy. Remember what I was saying with the Judgment card? It literally represents wishing that you could have things back from the past, or even wishing that you knew something in the past that you know now. And that was like the vibe that I was getting there. But it's like you know now, so it's like now move forward with the Chariot. You will be victorious. With the Ace of Cups here, you have the Seven of Cups. So I feel like I feel like you have a lot of wishes. I mean, again, Gemini, I don't know about you. Like I said, Gemini moon, I have like a million ideas. I want to be, like when I was growing up, I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be a zookeeper. I wanted to have my own aquarium. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? Of all the things that I was going to do when I grew up, right? Some of those things I do. And, some of those things I enjoy on a different level, like as hobbies and things like that, right? But, what I would say here is that I feel like this is you getting maybe a little bit overwhelmed by all these ideas. I feel like you need to maybe prioritize things and say, just for right now. You know what I realized over the years, Gemini? Is that I did nothing. I have a story on my other channel where I talk about the fact that I basically did nothing. I allowed myself to be overwhelmed by all my ideas, by all my plans, by all like the stuff that I wanted to do. And so it's like I had that Gemini thing where I was like afraid to commit to something. I'm not saying you're all like this, and trust me, it's probably worse for Gemini moons. Who with this whole thing, you Geminis probably are much better at dealing with it, right? And what I would say here is that it wasn't until I just like picked one thing and did it. You're looking at it right here, tarot, that things started to move forward, right? I still have my moments where I'm like, do I want to keep doing this, and all this other stuff. Don't worry, I'm not going to quit anytime soon. Probably not ever, right? But it's like one of those things. I just had to commit to one thing. I just had to make it happen. And I kind of get that feeling for you. That's where I'm going with this whole reading. With the Six of Wands, you have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups can represent communication. Again, this is in the area of what you think you need, but you actually don't. It's funny that you have in the area of what you do need, you have love. In the area of what you think you need, you have love as well. But this could be more romantic love. Maybe you think you need romantic love, but you actually don't. I think that we all probably actually do need romantic love in our lives on a certain level. I mean, we're humans, right? Part of the reason we're here. It's like to have an experience, and I feel like romantic love can be extremely beneficial, especially if it's positive, right? But maybe right now, maybe just right now, you don't actually need it. Some of you, maybe you do. I mean, you're going to have to make that decision up for yourself. The Two of Cups could represent needing to be careful of different opinions. So I love the Two of Cups, but in a position like this, it can say that maybe there are a lot of opinions around you, but they actually just aren't good opinions. In the area of what you desire the most, you have the Hermit. Again, some of you need a vacation, Gemini, is what I'd say here. Hermit, Four of Swords. And this is the area of what you desire the most. So some of you, maybe you need a break, maybe you need a vacation, just need to do your own thing. With the Lovers, this is the area of what you need, but you don't know you need. You have the Page of Swords here. I'm getting like more childlike energy on the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is more childlike, more like looking at the world like a child. Children ask a lot of questions. They're not afraid to make mistakes, and they're also very playful as well. So I feel like any of that energy would be a good idea for you. With the Nine of Cups here, you have the Four of Cups. Again, this is the area of how you feel about your life currently. I feel like you do, like, there are things that you are wanting, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like there are things that you desire to have that you clearly don't have yet. I feel like you need to realize that it's like you're manifesting things. Here's my problem with the Four of Cups, right? Is he's manifesting things in front of him, but he's not grabbing those cups. It's like he is manifesting things. It just doesn't look like what he thinks he wants to manifest, right? So what the hell does that mean? It's like, if you want $1 million, it's like the second you tell the universe, I want $1 million, and you try to manifest it, it's like you're not going to just get $1 million. I'm sure some people are master manifestors, right? And I'm sure they get everything that they want. But, for the most part, that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is that you're going to feel like watching a documentary on TV. You're going to feel like starting a YouTube channel or something like that. So it's like the universe kind of brings us steps. It doesn't necessarily bring us the exact thing that we want. And I feel like you need to realize that with that card. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Page of Cups here. So again, I feel like your dreams are kind of motivating you and guiding you. The fact that you do want to accomplish a lot. Again, this is the area of what is motivating you the most, or what could motivate you the most. Page of Cups is a card of your dreams. I mean, it could be love, but it is a card of your dreams. It is a card of your imagination. So if I would use that imagination and use your dreams to kind of direct you. Your outcome here, again, with what will improve your life the most, you have the Knight of Cups. For some of you, it could be love that will improve your life. So if you're looking for love, it could be one of those things. Like, again, I don't think we shouldn't be looking for love and we shouldn't be looking for a person to do things for us. That never works out. But, again, if someone who complements your life well comes into your life and then your life improves because of it, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with that, right? Of course. So, again, it could be love. Knight of Cups is your dreams. In a lot of ways, I feel like this whole entire reading is saying you have a lot of dreams. You have a lot of things that you want to accomplish. I would just start a list, right? And I would say, what is the number one thing? I don't care how freaking crazy it sounds. Again, like me, maybe you want to have a zoo, right? There are plenty of people that have created their own zoos in the world, right? So it's like, maybe you want to have a zoo. Maybe you want to have something else. I don't know. It's always animals with me and food. But what I would say here is that I feel like you need to create a list and craziest idea at the top, right? And just start working towards it. See what happens. And like me, again, maybe you'll realize there are certain things I wanted to do when I grew up, and I do those things as a hobby now, right? Like fish tanks and things like that. Hobby now. I don't own an aquarium, although that could happen one day, right? But what I would say here is it's just a hobby. So it's like, I feel like you need to list the things you wish that you could have, and it's like you can have it all is what I feel like this reading is saying, but maybe not exactly how exactly how you think that you could have it all. Maybe you can't have your own zoo, but maybe you could go work at a zoo, right? It's like you are kind of like having an experience that you wish to have, but maybe it's not exactly how you want it, but it's close. And that's what I feel like this reading is saying. It's like saying, if you can just reorder your priorities, then I feel like things could be very good. You will have it all, plain and simple. So love it, Gemini. Really good reading. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.